The Confessions of Saint Augustine, Book 4, Chapter 13. These things I then knew not, and I loved these lower beauties, and I was sinking to the very depth, and to my friends I said, do we love anything but the beautiful? What then is the beautiful? And what is beauty? What is it that attracts and wins us to the things we love? For unless there were in them a grace and beauty, they could by no means draw us unto them. And I marked and perceived that in bodies themselves there was a beauty from their forming a sort of whole, and again another from apt and mutual correspondence, as of a part of the body with its whole, or a shoe with a foot, and the like. And this consideration sprang up in my mind out of my inmost heart, and I wrote, on the fair and fit, I think 2 or 3 books. You know, O Lord, for it is gone from me, for I have them not, but they are strayed from me, I know not how. Chapter 14. But what moved me, O Lord my God, to dedicate these books unto Hieus, an orator of Rome, whom I knew not by face, but loved for the fame of his learning, which was eminent in him, and some words of his I had heard, which pleased me? But more did he please me for what he pleased others, who highly extolled him, amazed that out of a Syrian, first instructed in Greek eloquence, should afterwards be formed a wonderful Latin orator, and one most learned in things pertaining unto philosophy. One is commended, and unseen he is loved. Does this love enter the heart of the hearer from the mouth of the commander? Not so, but by one who loves is another kindled, for hence he is loved who is commended, when the commander is believed to extol him with an unfeigned heart, that is, when one that loves him praises him. For so did I then love men, upon the judgment of men, not yours, O my God, in whom no man is deceived. But yet, why not for qualities like those of a famous charioteer or fighter with beasts in the theatre, known far and wide by a vulgar popularity, but far otherwise and earnestly, and so as I would be myself commended? For I would not be commended or loved as actors are, though I myself did commend and love them, but had rather be unknown than so known, and even hated than so loved. Where now are the impulses to such various and diverse kinds of loves laid up in one soul? Why, since we are equally men, do I love in another what, if I did not hate, I should not spurn and cast from myself? For it holds not that as a good horse is loved by him who would not, though he might be that horse, therefore the same may be said of an actor who shares our nature. Do I then love in a man what I hate to be, who am a man? Man himself is a great deep, whose very hairs you number, O Lord, and they fall not to the ground without you. And yet are the hairs of his head easier to be numbered than his feelings and the beatings of his heart. But that orator was of that sort whom I loved, as wishing to be myself such, and I erred through a swelling pride, and was tossed about with every wind, but yet was steered by you, thou very secretly. And whence do I know, and whence do I confidently confess unto you, that I had loved him more for the love of his commanders than for the very things for which he was commanded? Because had he been unpraised, and these self-same men had dispraised him, and with dispraise and contempt told the very same things of him, I had never been so kindled and excited to love him. And yet the things had not been other, nor he himself other, but only the feelings of the relators. See where the important soul lies along, that is not yet stirred up by the solidity of truth. Just as the gales of tongues blow from the breast of the opinionative, so is it carried this way and that, driven forward and backward, and the light is overclouded to it, and the truth unseen. And too it is before us, and it was to me a great matter, that my discourse and labours should be known to that man, which should he approve, I were the more kindled. But if he disapproved, my empty heart, void of your solidity, had been wounded. And yet the fair and fit whereon I wrote to him, I dwelt on with pleasure, and surveyed it and admired it, thou none joined therein.